the past few months now, but I have decided to bring it to all of my friends and family on Facebook so that I can reach more people. But you will have to join a group or join my mailing list to get the goods that I am going to be talking about today and in the future. So this week, my theme has been how to set up your day for perfect sleep at night. Because the truth is, everything you do during the day determines how you're going to sleep at night. And so you could be doing things during the day that are totally sabotaging your sleep and setting you up for poor sleep that night. I also know when I struggle to sleep, I'm always thinking of everything I did during the day, and trying to piece it together, like what made me not sleep well. And same, back in the day when I was having all my sleep issues and I would sleep well, I would try and piece everything together of what I did right and try and replicate that the next day, which is really hard and probably not the end goal here, but it can help to actually keep track of what you're doing, because our brains don't remember everything, especially, once it gets to be a few days ago, you don't remember what you ate for lunch or whether you exercised or whatever it is. So what I've done is I've made this handy tracker. I call it a smart sleeper tracker that's going to have a line for each point I'm going to talk about in just a minute, so that you can literally check off or get points for what you're doing during the day and seeing if those add up to you sleeping well at night. And if you track this over a few weeks, and you'll definitely be able to see patterns and notice, okay, the nights that I watch TV up until I'm trying to go to bed is when I wake up in the night. And various things like that. So I'm hoping this will be helpful. But first of all, let's get into what you can actually do during the day to set yourself up for a good night's rest. So, and it starts really first thing in the morning. It helps to eat breakfast within an hour of waking up. This will help keep your body clock regulated. It's going to tell your body that it's daytime. And so your body will start releasing cortisol, which you want it to in small amounts in the morning. And you want to make sure that this breakfast has protein as well. So you want to really set yourself up for healthy blood sugar levels, which is the next point. You want to keep your blood sugar levels steady throughout the day. And you can do that by avoiding refined sugars and flours and fruit juices, pastries, pastas, all those things. Avoid them, or at least when you do eat them, like it's fine to have pasta, but make sure that you're having it with plenty of protein and fat so that you're keeping those blood sugar levels steady. So one of the main reasons why people wake up in the night is because their blood sugar levels drop too low. And then that stresses your body, and your body releases cortisol because it is literally stressed, and then you're awake. So that's why that one is so key. Also, minimizing carbohydrates at lunch. This will help you stay more alert in that early afternoon time after lunch. So we have this normal dip in our circadian rhythm every day in the early afternoon. And that's why so many cultures take a nap or a siesta, because it's normal to feel tired then. But having carbohydrates, a lot of carbohydrates especially, will make you even more tired at that time. So, carbohydrates are definitely fine to have and important, especially at night, but at lunch, I suggest minimizing them. Now, getting sunshine at noon for 30 minutes is another way to help regulate your body clock. In fact, supposedly 80% of your body clock can be regulated at that noon hour by getting sunshine. So it's a great reason to actually take a break, to go outside and to get that natural sunlight in your eyes and registering in your brain. Now, it's key not to drink caffeine after, I usually say noon, definitely 2 o'clock at the latest is the last time you want to drink caffeine. So, caffeine stays in our systems for a long time, and some people more than others. So you definitely want to not be drinking that caffeine late in the day, because that can affect your sleep even 6 or 8 hours later. Now, it's also key to exercise every day. And this doesn't have to be strenuous, but just moving, even a walk, is really key to sleeping well for sure. So getting some sort of exercise will help. You also want to take breaks throughout the day to manage your stress levels. So, I talked about cortisol briefly. If you want to know more about cortisol and how that affects your sleep, then I highly suggest joining me in my group. I talk about that a lot because it is the key hormone that keeps us from sleeping. But taking breaks throughout the day to lower that cortisol so you're not constantly having spiked cortisol. Again, you don't want your body to be releasing cortisol at night when it's time to go to bed. So the more you can lower your cortisol levels during the day so it lowers naturally at night, the better. So take some breaks, get away from your computer screen, get away from your phone, just 5 or 10 minutes at a time, every hour and a half or so can really help reduce that stress. Now, I do actually recommend taking a quick nap around 2 p.m. if you're tired. So instead of reaching for that coffee or that pastry because your body wants quick energy, it's beneficial to take a quick power nap, a 30-minute nap. And studies show that helps people focus, concentrate, be more energetic and remember things. There are all kinds of benefits of naps. So especially if you aren't sleeping well, you want to take a nap and rest. Now, the next thing is to eat dinner at least 2 hours before bed. So you don't want to be eating too close to bedtime and then your body's trying to digest while you're also trying to go to sleep. That's not going to work very well. And it helps to have some complex carbohydrates with dinner. So that's going to help give your body what it needs to produce serotonin and melatonin so that you can relax and go to sleep. Now, you also want to give your body an hour to process each drink of alcohol before bed. So I'm not saying no alcohol, but you definitely want to be at 0% blood alcohol levels when you're going to sleep, because that can cause you to wake up a few hours later as well. Now, I highly recommend what I call a power down hour before bed. So this is a bedtime routine that doesn't involve screens, which I know is tricky for a lot of us, but your brain really needs that time to start relaxing and unwinding and preparing for bed so that when you wake up at 3 or 4, your mind isn't just spinning with everything that happened during the day or that you're worried about for the next day. So having that bedtime routine where you're doing things like reading or taking a bath or doing crossword puzzles or something relaxing that doesn't involve screens is really key. And then lastly, you don't want to read, work, or scroll on your phone or watch TV in bed. So you don't want to be doing these things before bed. And you also don't want to be doing them in bed because you want your brain to have this strong association between your bed and sleep. So those are the basics. I do have some bonuses that can help you sleep a lot better. So starting your day with a relaxing morning routine is going to help you start off from a more relaxed state. And that's going to help you manage your stress during the day. So this has been key for me and for a few of my clients as well. Even more than a bedtime routine is having this morning routine. Now, journaling sometime during the day or even before bed is really helpful in getting all those thoughts out and of your head and onto paper. Can really prevent you from waking up with those racing thoughts in the night. Writing down what you're grateful for is another thing I suggest. Gratitude has actually been shown to help you sleep better. So that's what's really cool about that. And meditating is something else I recommend. It's something I do as part of my morning routine, sometimes as part of my bedtime routine. But again, it helps to get those thoughts out of your head and kind of process your day. And even we talked about caffeine and alcohol. Definitely a bonus is to eliminate those completely. So if you're having trouble sleeping, that is what I recommend that my clients do, is no alcohol, no caffeine, because that does interfere with your sleep. So that's it there. I have 18 points. I know that was really fast. I definitely go into depth into many of these in my group every week. So please feel free to join. It's called Sleep for Success, and I'd love to see you there. I will have this Google sheet for people so that they can make a copy and make their own, and you can even add your own things that you want to keep track of. But you can add up your points throughout the day, see how you do, and find out what is going to help you sleep better. So please join my group or sign up for my mailing list on my website to get a copy of this so you can make your own copy. And also know that if you're already doing all those things, all these things that I just talked about, and you still aren't sleeping, that means that there's something going on in your body that is literally keeping you awake. And the good news is that it can be fixed. So many of the people I work with, if they aren't already doing these foundations of sleep that I just talked about, then we're working on those. Some people I work with, they know practically as much about sleep as I do, but they still aren't sleeping. And so the key there is that something's going on in their body. And usually it has to do with gut health. It has to do with thyroid health. It has to do with hormone balance. And so that's what I do with my clients is I do, lab testing to really get to the root cause of why you aren't sleeping. Because I do believe that you are meant to sleep well and do great things. So please get in touch if you'd like to chat about your sleep and how I can help you sleep better. Thanks for listening.